Howdy folks, Dave Anderson here, Helicool's Helipad, and welcome back to an American Christian tourist in the Holy Land. It was just an amazing trip, and today we're going to go through the Israeli Museum and the surrounding buildings there. Some of them have the scrolls from the Qumran cave that were found there way back. Wow, it was just pretty cool, some of the things that were there. And I will give you at the end an honest review of what I thought of the museum compared to other museums around the world and what my expectations were. You guys stay tuned. The Second Temple Jerusalem model recreates the city of 66 CE at the height of its glory, the eve of the great revolt of the Jews against the Romans. The city then stretched over some 450 acres. The model, measuring some 1,000 square meters, was created by Professor Avi Yana, a leading scholar specializing in ancient Jerusalem. Yana's reconstruction is based on descriptions from Jewish sources, particularly the Mishnah and the writings of contemporary historian Flavius Josephus. He also relied on archaeological finds from Jerusalem and from other Roman cities. At the heart of this impressive city stands the Temple Mount. Kings who built the city, especially King Herod and his descendants, were greatly influenced by the Greco-Roman culture. This is clearly reflected in the style of the buildings and in the layout of the streets. In the Holy Precinct at the top of the hill, the public water facilities, and other monumental buildings, as well as the sports and entertainment facilities. A closer look reveals the uniquely Jewish character of Jerusalem. First, there is only one sacred precinct, the Temple Mount, with a single temple to only one God. Second, the city has no sculptures or reliefs depicting human figures and animals, in accordance with the second of the 10 Commandments, "Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image." The magnificence of the city, as it replicated in the model, did not last long. In 66 CE, the Great Revolt against the Romans broke out, and in 70 CE, after 5 years of fighting, the city was destroyed and the temple burnt down. Mark 13, verses 1 through 4. "Look, teacher, what wonderful stones and what wonderful buildings." And Jesus said to him, "Do you see these great buildings? There will not be left here one stone upon another that will not be thrown down." Even the most casual reader of the Gospel accounts in the New Testament quickly discovers that the majority of the Jewish leaders in the first century wanted Jesus dead. In spite of Jesus' healing, teaching about love, sermons on the coming kingdom of God, and invitations to enjoy God's forgiveness, the Jewish nation, in large part, completely rejected him. We hear his heartbroken cry for the capital city of Jerusalem and the Jewish nation when he lamented, "O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, the one who kills the prophets and stones those who are sent to her. How often I wanted to gather your children as a hen gathers her chicks under her wing, but you were not willing." Matthew 23, verse 37. Now, I'm no historian, but I don't really believe that Caiaphas' house looked like this. I believe it more looked like this. The proximity of the model to the shrine of the book creates a continuum. And this is as far as we go with the camera. The model in the shrine of the book represents the full spectrum of the various groups and currents that compromised Jewish society at the end of the Second Temple period. The model reflects the social, economic, and political elite, while the story of the separatist groups who rejected a life of luxury and corruption that then characterized the city and its temple is told in the shrine of the book. Their literature and spiritual world are reflected in the Dead Sea Scrolls on display in the shrine of the book. This sarcophagus, which literally means meat eater, was in Caesarea during the Roman period. It's made of marble. The sarcophagus is decorated with a scene from the myth of Leda and the swan. According to this myth, Zeus changed himself into a swan in order to ravish Zeta, wife of the king of Sparta. From their union, the renowned Helen of Troy was born, whose beauty was the cause of the Trojan War. Well, I told you I'd give you my opinion, and now that you've seen what I saw, like most museums, they're fairly secular. Um, Me being a Christian tourist, wanting to really get in touch with my religious side and grow closer to God, I was a little disappointed with that. But you know what? It is what it is. It is a museum. It is historical. There are many, many other places in Israel where you can get the experience that I was looking for, that I expected. The museum is just not really that, but still what a wonderful place to go to find some really cool artifacts. Hey, thanks for joining me on this. There's still a lot more to come, so won't you come back next time where we continue this series on an American Christian in the Holy Land. Come back and join me next time, won't you? Until then, I'm Dave Anderson signing out. You guys be safe out there, and God bless.